In the 2010 population census, it was found that only 19.2% of Chinese residents surveyed spoke dialects frequently at home. And in this group of people, only 2.7% were in the age group 15 to 24 years old. Are Chinese dialects at risk of becoming extinct in Singapore? In this featurette, we explore the reasons why this is happening and the challenges faced in overcoming this issue.
What do you play?
No, I just going to play only, but now it's cancelled.
They play at night, eh?
This is a typical Singaporean household where conversations are carried out in English.
Nowhere.
Conversely, families like Miss Ng's, where dialect is still used on a daily basis, are perishing in Singapore.
Actually, I'm very fortunate because I live with my grandparents since I was young, so I naturally picked up Hokkien by interacting with them. And I think it's a more heartfelt way of communicating with them as well. And it also allows me to learn about my culture, and it's something quite close to my heart. I wish more young people nowadays they can converse in dialect, but I think a lot of them think that it's an uncool thing to do. So it's a pity that a lot of young people nowadays they don't converse in dialects anymore.
While the use of dialects connects us with our ancestral roots, its use was not considered pragmatic at a time when Singapore was undergoing rapid modernization in the 1970s. In 1979, the Speak Good Mandarin campaign, launched by then Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew, encouraged Singaporeans to use more Mandarin and less dialect because it holds more economic value. It is also a common language to unify the Chinese community. Despite the decline in use of dialects over the years, certain groups such as Singapore Hoi Chau Wei Kwan have held activities aimed at bringing members together to preserve this dying culture and to ensure succession in future generations. We speak to these organizations to find out more about their opinions on this trend.
Partly because of the government policy, last time we used to have a television, you can listen to the dialect, or radio fusion, you have Cantonese, Hokkien, and Hainanese, in telling the story and everything. But lately, they only also have coming out again the dialect, but only in the news only. So during our time, we can, from morning 7 o'clock until evening or midnight, we can listen to all the opera and everything in dialect. We also need, as they say, everybody in Singapore, the renewal of the association, we need to new blood to come in, youngsters to come in, to carry on it. Because this is a culture and also the thing from the old ancient people that passed down here. We have to continue the thing, to let it go on. I think the government also support this thing, but only thing is, they don't support you at the front, they only talk, okay, when you organize this and that.
It is indeed heartening to see groups like the Singapore Hoi Chau Wei Kwan actively bringing back the use of dialects in Singapore. However, what does the future hold for dialects in Singapore given that it is slowly becoming an extinct language? We speak to sociology professor Chua Beng Huat from NUS to find out more.
The death of the dialect, so to speak, is a long process, largely because of economic determination. Also, of course, the BAP had a very heavy hand in killing it by banning it in broadcast. I think that's very serious because children stop hearing the language. Parents also don't know. Parents go to formal school education. They start using Mandarin English at home. Even very bad English, they use English at home. Right? So it's been a very long process that is probably start, as I say, if you trace the beginning of Mandarin being taught since the 1920s, and English medium education expanded very quickly since the 1960s. So it's a long process of slow disappearance. Can it be revived? No, because there's no point. Other than, as I say, for a bit of nostalgia and a bit of very marginal claim of being Chinese. Just learn the Mandarin, learn it well, and you can claim all the Chinese you want.
The truth remains that dialects lack utility in today's economy and continues to decline within a culture of pragmatism. As a nation that is constantly negotiating its identity, should Singapore forgo a part of its heritage in order to move forward in a globalized world? Furthermore, most efforts to preserve dialects may not be sustainable in the future, given the uncertainty in succession of clan associations. Will dialects eventually become extinct in Singapore? Only time will tell.